Summary. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. State of the Nation Address 2022. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. delivered Monday, July 25, 2022, his first State of the Nation address at the Batasang Pambansa complex in Quezon City. The country's 17th president was joined by newly elected Senate President Aquilino Pimentel III and House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez. Here are the highlights of the president's Sona. Economy. Marcos vowed to create a fiscal management tax administration reform that will increase revenue collection. Food crisis. Marcos said the Department of Agriculture, which he heads, will come up with solutions to the rising prices and lack of supply of food. Farm-to-market roads. The government vowed to establish a national network of farm-to-market roads that will help improve the delivery of goods to markets. Moratorium on land amortization. Marcos ordered a one-year moratorium on the payment of land and interest rates to help unburden the farmers of their dues and be able to focus on improving farm productivity, saying this has been included in Republic Act 11,469, or the Bayani Hand to Health as One Act, and has been supported by civil society organizations. Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Loans. In his first Sona, Marcos asked Congress to pass a law that will condone the loans of agrarian reform beneficiaries. Tourism. Marcos acknowledged the abundance of opportunities that the tourism sector creates. Calamity response. Marcos said he tasked the Department of Social Welfare and Development to immediately respond to victims of calamities by ensuring that field offices can deliver assistance, such as food packs, to local government units affected by calamities. Violence versus women. Children. Marcos said the government will not forget the welfare of solo parents, women and children, as his administration vowed to strengthen the Anti-Violence Against Women and Children Act. Health. COVID-19 pandemic. Marcos said the country cannot afford another lockdown. Thus there is a need to balance the health and safety of the public and the economy. He said he had asked the help of several agencies, particularly the Department of Health, to make sure that the country's healthcare system has capacity to prevent a spike in COVID-19 cases. More health centers. Hospitals. Marcos asked Congress to pass a law that will create the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, as well as a vaccine institute. Cheap medicines. Aside from building more health centers and hospitals, Marcos vowed to bring prices of medicines down and ensure enough supply of it. Full face-to-face classes. Marcos reiterated in his first Sona that it is now time for students to return to full face-to-face classes. K-12. The president also said that the government's K-12 program has been reviewed. Digitalization. Marcos vowed that the government will push for digitalization to help improve the government's services. Infrastructure. Marcos stressed that infrastructure is the backbone of the economy. He vowed to continue and expand the infrastructure program of the Duterte administration. Public-private partnership. Marcos said the government will continue to encourage public-private partnerships as it plans to expand the infrastructure projects. Rail transport system. Marcos vowed to modernize the old railway systems, as he acknowledged that a railway is the cheapest way of transporting goods and passengers. Cheap, reliable energy. Marcos said the country must increase the level of energy production by expanding the present power supply and building new power plants. Nuclear power plants. In his first Sona, Marcos said it is time to re-examine the government's strategy toward building nuclear power plants in the country. Renewable energy. Marcos stressed that the use of renewable energy is at the top of his climate agenda. He said the government will increase the country's use of renewable energy sources such as hydropower, geothermal power, solar, and wind. Disaster resiliency. Capacity building for our natural disaster resiliency is therefore a must, said Marcos. Thus he added that investment in science and technology is imperative to enable the Philippines to have accurate weather forecasts and on-time disaster alerts. Fresh water supply. The government will also look into the precarious fresh water supply situation, especially in urban areas. OFWs welfare. Marcos said the Department of Migrant Workers, which was established by the Duterte administration, will serve as the refuge especially of distressed migrants workers and overseas Filipino workers. Foreign policy. I will not preside over any process that will abandon even 1 square inch of territory of the Republic of the Philippines to any foreign power, said Marcos, receiving a resounding applause during his Sona. Legislations. Marcos has proposed 19 measures for Congress to pass in support of his administration plans. Sound. Marcos appealed to Filipinos to endure, stressing the government has assembled the best Filipino minds to help navigate us through this time of global crisis that we are now facing. Thank you for watching.
know it's not